that time a sergeant pulls over a vehicle on North Valley Drive, somewhere north of the city limits, a little bit north of Doniana, calls me, hey, I need you to come, I think this guy's had a drink or two, or he admits having a drink or two. So I pass another deputy on the way up there. I pull over, I get there, it is a middle-aged African-American man driving a BMW. And my first thought is, I know what he's thinking.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and I'm very, you working for the sheriff's department, we're used to, number one, working in situations where the numbers are not in our favor, so I'm not used to having a whole bunch of other cops around. So here I am giving this guy a field sobriety test, I know he's nervous already, there's the racial dynamic, there are two officers, the guy that pulled him over and me, and then the third, the deputy that I passed on the way up there wants to stop and see what's going on. So now I'm thinking, there are three deputies, there's a middle-aged black man in a BMW, and I'm giving him field sobriety test. I can only imagine what's going on inside. I said, yes, we think about it. I think about it all the time, every time. And maybe I'm a little bit more sensitive to that because I've always been interested in these issues. I have children who are a different race than I am. I'm cognizant of those things. I can't say that every officer is, but yes, for the most part, we do understand that. We understand that what people might be thinking.
And I can tell you.
And how does that change your behavior? Like, I'm curious, like, with that understanding, like, what would you do differently knowing I'm scared or that you're scared in a car?
I like to think, I worked in the service industry for my entire life before I became a police officer, and I always like to take that attitude. Look, nobody likes, a jerk cop that comes off like a jerk. I mean, I try to be, make a point to be polite and friendly, and just because I'm writing a ticket doesn't mean I can't do it with a smile on my face, kind of deal. I'm also very cognizant of people being obviously going overboard and trying to be nice and sounding phony. So,
Sure.
Yes and no. I like to think that I'm as polite and professional as I can possibly be.
Is it a part of training? How about that? Because that's a personal
Good question.
thing, and I would love if you pulled me over. But I'm saying, is that a part of training? Do they?
Would you like me to put you?
Hey, if I'm
'Cause I can
getting
make that
pulled
happen.
over, at least let it be a cool dude, right?
Right.
So, or at least a sheriff. So, I'm saying, is that a part of training? Understanding the perspective of the person you're. I don't know what you would call.
Probably not to the degree, well, I think to some degree, but probably not to the degree
Okay.
that you guys probably think
Okay.
may or may not should happen. I mean,
Okay.
that's why I can say it.
You do realize you all have a lot of freaking power, right?
Of course we do.
Right.
Got more power, we got more power than anybody else in this room.
That's what I'm saying.
And one of the ways I try to compensate is because I know, my wife tells me all the time, if I'm talking to her, if she sees me talking to somebody, she's like, why were you acting like such a cop? She's like, you were so stern. And I'm like, can I get a break here? Like, I go overboard. But the fact is, I'm in a position of authority, I'm wearing a uniform, and I've got you stopped. That, when it comes to the perception issue of how nice I'm being, that swings the pendulum, away from my favor. Do you know what I mean? Just the simple fact that we've got the uniform, the badge, the gun, and the power to
Yeah.
But you guys, and
use
you
those
guys,
things.
I hear loud and clear what you're saying, but there's more than just the personal interaction going on there, right? I mean, there's the legal aspect of it,
Right.
whether we want to acknowledge it or not. There's the officer safety aspect of that as well.